Think of the biggest anime on the planet: Naruto, One Piece, and Dragon Ball Z. If I asked you what kind of anime those are, what would you say? You'd say it's shonen, right? Okay then, answer me this. Why are Komi Can't Communicate, Your Lie in April, and even the Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya are also classified shonen? If that sounds wrong to you, or if you're thinking, wait, isn't Your Lie in April a romance? Don't worry, almost everyone gets this wrong. Because shonen isn't a genre. Here's the part most anime fans never get told. Shonen doesn't mean action. It doesn't mean screaming power ups. And it doesn't mean tournament arcs. Shonen is a demographic. In Japanese, the word literally just means boy. In publishing term, it just means this manga was published in a magazine marketed towards teenage boys. That's it. That is the entire definition. So if a series runs in a shonen magazine, it is legally shonen, even if it's a quiet story about social anxiety like Komi, even if it's a tear jerking about classical music like Your Line April. Genre is about what the story feels like. Demographic is just who the magazine is trying to sell to. Those two are different things. And honestly, I get why we mix this up. It's because the most famous, loudest example of the demographic just happens to be Battle series. When you think shonen, you think Goku or Luffy. So naturally, our brains start using shonen as a shorthand for fighting anime. But that's correlation, not definition. Think of it this way: it's like saying Netflix originals is a genre. Stranger Things and The Crown are both Netflix originals, but they have nothing in common, right? They are just sold in the same platform. Shonen works exactly the same way. If you want to see how this works in practice, look at JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. JoJo started as the ultimate shonen. Muscular dudes, clear good versus evil, punching vampires. It was a staple of weekly shonen jump. But as the series went on, it changed. The themes got darker, the pacing got slower, and the morality got grey. So what happened? The creator Araki didn't change the genre, he changed the magazine. Midway through part 7, JoJo moved from Weekly Shonen Jump to Ultra Jump, a seinen magazine. Same story, same creator, but the target demographic shifted from teen boys to adult men. That wasn't a genre shift, it was a publication shift. Now, here's where people get really tripped up. Sometimes a shonen series gets super popular with an audience it wasn't originally meant for. Take Kuroko's basketball. It runs in Shonen Jump. It is a sports shonen, but it has a massive, massive female fan base. Why? Because it focuses on character dynamics, rivalries, and emotional tension. But here's the key: just because a different group likes it, that doesn't change what it is. Popularity doesn't redefine demographic. Kuroko's basketball is still a shonen, even if the fandom doesn't look like the target audience on the editor's spreadsheet. Then you have the curveball, the series that completely feels unshonen. My favorite example is Hikaru no Go. There is no fighting, there is no superpower. It is literally about a kid playing a board game. And yet, it ran in Weekly Shonen Jump, right alongside Naruto. Why? Because deep down, the structure is shonen. It's about growth, it's about rivalry, it's about looking at who you were yesterday and trying to surpass that version of yourself. And that's the secret sauce. Shonen isn't about punching, it's about becoming. So next time when you hear someone say, "This is too dark to be a shonen," or "This feels too emotional to be a shonen," they aren't talking about demographic. They are talking about genre vibes. And that's fine. In a casual conversation, that is. We know what they mean. If you want to be precise, remember, shonen isn't what the story is. It's about where the story lived. And we can probably blame the marketing team for not explaining that sooner.